think we're live. I believe so. Let me just confirm here. Apologies, my allergies are running rampant today, so I am sounding quite stuffed up. My allergies have really been flaring up with the use of air conditioning lately. I don't know why that is, but unfortunately, defrost equals AC, which equals I cannot breathe through my nose very well. So anyway, we are up here back at Mount Hood once again. I said we were done for the season. I lied. We are up here mainly because of the winds associated with this system. I am disappointed though coming up here so far. I don't know how, but radar is just wrong. Like, it's showing decent precip here. That precip doesn't exist. Looking at the forecast from like the NWS forecast, at least up at Timberline, it's calling for mid-30s sustained, gusting 60. But here it's basically calm down here in Government Camp. So we're going to go up to Timberline and we're going to see if I completely wasted our time here tonight. Hopefully not, but it is certainly possible that everything could just be completely wrong. So I think the best area to be for this particular system, and if this were 3 days later we would be there, it would be Washington, probably up near the Snoqualmie Pass, that area along I-90 there. I've yet to actually go up there for a storm, but I definitely would be doing that if I had time. I've been talking about it a lot, but this is my last week at work. My last day is Friday, but you know, I still had to work today and I have to work tomorrow and Friday, so I don't have time to go up to Washington. And I think by the time I would have time, I'm just saying the word time a lot, sorry. By the time I'd have time, I think the system will be largely wrapped up. So, I mean, we'll see. It's possible, but you know, I'm not thinking it's too likely. Frozen Rose, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it. As I'm sure you guys are aware, fuel prices are rising everywhere, so the cost to do these streams just continues to get more and more expensive. I wish it wasn't the case, but yeah, anyway, so I'm hoping that our snow will start to increase here. I'm looking at radar and it looks like the heavier precip will resume probably in about an hour or so. I plan to be up around in the area probably till about 9:30 or 10 like we normally do. And you know, we'll see how that goes, you know, see how I feel and whatnot. So you know, normally I'd be like, well, I don't want to be up here too late, but I feel like I could grind it out, you know, 2 more days of work. If I have to be tired for those 2 days, you know, it is what it is. I'll be okay. If you haven't yet, please be sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Again, sorry about me being congested. It's just allergies for some reason. I am allergic to air conditioning. I don't know why that is, but it's been a thing for years. So, anyway, we're heading up to Timberline Lodge. Snow level was a little bit lower with the peak intensity of this system, though. Our temperatures are rising just slightly enough to where our snow level is pretty much going to be what it was the last time we came up here, which is about 5,500 feet or so, between 5,000 and 5,500 feet. So if it does actually start snowing decently up here, it'll be exclusive to up here. That being said, if we do really get heavy snow and 60-mile-an-hour gusting winds, like, it might be pretty treacherous going up and down this road. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this very well could be a bust, and it could end up being intense too. It's hard to tell exactly, but you know, nonetheless, we're gonna give it a shot. K-Deb, thank you so much for your super chat. Uncle David, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate both your guys' support. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I know we're kind of getting past the interest in the winter storms. There's just not a whole lot of severe to cover out here. So, Anyway, pretty much when I'm done with work these next couple days, I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time to structuring our streams and our social media presence a lot more organized and a lot more professionally done. Again, I want to brand what we're doing as sort of focusing on, West Coast weather. I think that's the name I'm going to go with because that's pretty much what we'll be focusing on, from the West Coast all the way to the Rocky Mountains, from Washington down to SoCal. That will be our area. Definitely are sketchy, or slippery, not necessarily sketchy, but they are a bit slippery. Yeah, at least for stuff like Facebook and everything anyway. I think on YouTube I'd like to, remain just under my own name. I just want people be able to find me under DL Scales. So Fogle Beans, thank you for becoming an OG member. Welcome in. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Some really underwhelming 60-mile-an-hour gusts, I gotta say. That NWS let me down. I'm still learning how the terrain up here behaves, so it's very well possible that I should have expected this to not do anything, but I still wanted to give it a chance. Darker over there, so I think we've got more precip en route here on the way. Precip now, but that felt like rain. That didn't feel like snow. If it is rain, I'm quite confused, given what we're seeing. It is 34 degrees though, apparently. So I know it was colder earlier in the day. This morning, 80 again in 2 days here. Where is here? There was a tornado in Kansas today? What? Yeah, speaking of tornadoes, that was an absolutely insane day yesterday. I don't regret not staying because, Sasha needed my help doing some stuff, and, we got a lot done for her. But, if I didn't need to be there, for what she needed me for, I definitely would have, stayed an extra day. Don't know if I would have survived, to be honest. In that little rental car I had, I honestly think we probably would have been rolled away. Ended up like that the hay bale that wasn't a hay bale on Brandon's stream. I gotta turn my defrost off, man. I'm so congested right now. My allergies are so bad today. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have a full-blown sneeze attack on stream here in a minute, probably. I know I sound gross, I'm sorry. I feel pretty gross too. Would have been absolutely decimated by hail too. My God, oh, like those windows would have been cooked. The windshield probably would have like completely caved through. Like we would have been in some real danger for sure, and we probably would have been banned from dollar car rental. Sit back. See the trees moving now. At least we're a mile from the summit, or from the peak anyway, where the actual lodge is. We'll see if it's actually windy up here. If it's not, then I'll change the title. Trees moving now. Joy, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. Thank you. Okay, yeah, we got some wind now. I don't understand why my YouTube account thinks that I'm single. Like, it keeps trying to advertise dating apps to me. I'm like, y'all, I'm basically married. Like, I'm good. Not interested. Alright, yeah, it's definitely snowing up here. Definitely not 60 mile an hour winds though, not even close. To the time change though, now we can actually see what's going on up here a little bit, at least for a little bit. We're going to lose our visibility in about half hour. These are like ice pellets falling from the sky right now. This is a pretty sketch. Or it's going to be pretty sketch going down the hill. Anybody out here? Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my Lord. Wow, that was rough. Okay, I'm gonna make a couple changes to the stream because yeah, that was something else. Great to see a few more people joining in though. Got 200 people tuning in. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody. You join us up once again at Timberline Lodge, where I was expecting the winds to be about 50 mile an hour stronger than they are. I'm very confused right now, to be honest. I don't really understand why it's like as calm as it is, I guess. Oh my goodness, is that the problem? I'm so stupid. Portland radar's down. That's the problem. Wow, okay, that is sketchy now. That is why we're having a problem. I was wondering why it's all looking the same. It's because Portland radar is down. Shoot. That or my phone is stupid because not like none of. Maybe it's just. I don't think Portland radar is down. Mike, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, got the 4Runner back out in the snow. No, okay, that's just Omega. Never mind. The heavy precip is like just to the north. Washington's just getting absolutely slammed up there. I really wish we could go up that way. If I had the time, I'd go. That's what I'm saying. I want to take a look at the models here. I want to look at the expected wind. Actually, wind gust. So it's like it's supposed to be gusting. Well, that's actually, yeah, it claims that it's supposed to be gusting almost 60 up here. I guess we are sort of sheltered here, kind of. Hey, Mom, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thomas, thank you for the super chat as well. Appreciate everybody for the support. Thank you. Let it snow indeed. Also, sorry, Mom, I didn't tell you I was coming up here. I kind of made this decision at lunch today, so. But yeah, according to the latest HRRR, we should have 60 mile an hour wind gusts right now. And I'm thinking that the main slew of the precipitation is probably just like 10 or 20 miles further north than the National Weather Service was expecting. Because 10 to 20 miles to the north, it's heavy snow right now at this elevation. But here, that is not the case. Darty girl, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. But it does kind of make it a little bit difficult now. Like where, what really is the plan? I didn't realize that my radar was just inop. Let's see, what if we went to, what if I just literally put in Mount Hood? Oh yeah, it's gonna be raining down there for sure. Gina, welcome to the OGs. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Someone sounds like they have a cold. I don't think I do. I mean, maybe I do. Maybe this is the start of a cold. I have no idea, but I felt fine. I honestly think it's just allergies that is unfortunately set off by my own air conditioning system. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will. It's just how my body works, I guess. Ever thought about driving to Timothy Lake in these conditions? Where is Timothy Lake? We'll do a lot more exploring once this becomes one of my main sources of income. As for right now, though, I gotta kind of keep it local a little bit. This is annoying, though. I know it can get windy up here. I've seen it get windy up here. And with this storm in particular, it should be a lot windier up here than it is. Precipitation type. Yeah, I mean, we could try to go to Mount Hood Meadows. I think we're gonna lose. Thanks for dropping a like, Jim. Appreciate you. Maybe the calm before the storm. Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, I'll literally pull up the... Everything was pointing towards it being windy. I mean, the NWS claimed it would be. The models claimed it would be. I've been up here before and it's been plenty windy. Yeah, see, forecast still is showing, snow could be heavy at times. Steady temp at 34, which means our snow level's quite high. They still think total nighttime snow accumulation 1.5 to 2 feet up here just tonight, with another 1 to 1.5 feet possible tomorrow. Winter weather advisory in effect until Thursday night. So I guess tomorrow night. Winds with a west-southwest wind, 34 to 38 miles an hour, gusts as high as 60. So we should be sustained in the mid-30s right now. And it's maybe 10 mile an hour. I mean, it is what it is, I guess, but it's still like, come on, dude. But there's probably a reason why they actually have the for real blizzard warning, you know, up north, and we don't have anything down here. Yeah, they're saying up north travel could be very difficult to impossible. Winds gusting as high as 55. Interesting. But anyway, I guess we'll kind of head down the road a bit and do our little loop like we normally do. Assuming I don't get stuck here. Hopefully I don't. Oh, jeez. Just hiding around this corner. Is that the deal here? Gonna make me try and park in the parking lot that isn't plowed to see the wind. Battery saver is on. Nice. Thank you, laptop. Why is it every time I come up here to do a stream, one reason or another, I end up feeling not well by the time I get up here? Is it elevation sickness? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm gonna be real, I feel like crap right now. I was literally fine until I got up here and I went live. Well, maybe like 15 minutes before I started sneezing like crazy. Hey, what's up, Justin? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Forgot that my brights were an option there for a second. It is snowing. It's just snowing very not heavily at the moment. Love to talk on the radio with anybody who's on right now, but my radio doesn't charge anymore for some reason. I don't know why. Wait, it actually charged off that one charger. I don't know if anyone's out right now. If anything, I think people are taking a break after an insane day yesterday, but I know it makes the stream a bit more entertaining. Oh wait, Redman's on the line.
On my way home as well. I'm almost in Omaha.
Oh, it's Garrett.
Swing by and get some cold airs before they close.
Oh, did you say Culver's?
Yeah, did you say Culver's?
Yes, I did say Culver's. I've been craving it ever since DL was down there talking about it. I hadn't had time to stop and get it, so I'm gonna get there about 15 minutes before they close, but
Just place an online order.
I had Culver's for lunch.
I can't believe it. I ran into a tiny bit of, and there's a rain snow mixture, but I was not expecting to run into snow on my way back.
Yeah, I'm out in snow, and I was hoping for 60-mile-an-hour winds, but that part doesn't seem to be verifying.
Never does when you want it to.
The wind was verifying down here in Kentucky. I didn't know it was supposed to be so windy, but in parts of Kentucky, it was really windy on this rock.
It always catches you off guard, and then when you want the wind, it's not there.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Congrats on an insane day yesterday, guys. I probably should have stayed out an extra day. Although I honestly think that rental car I was in probably would have gotten lofted, so.
Depends how close you would have gotten, for one.
It was definitely wild.
I would have been in front of Brandon.
What?
Yep. No, I'm just playing. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Burrow's now bringing his aggressiveness.
Really showing himself.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's easy to say that, but I would have seen that thing and be like, I'm staying behind somebody whose opinion I trust.
We weren't even. You should have seen. You have no idea how many people left that store. I mean, a big place like that. We left it. Yeah, no, I'm glad everyone did too. I feel bad for the people who didn't turn around in time. Poor people. But yeah, I mean, it was questionable, and Ben felt really confident. I just let him, since he was really confident, I just had to let him lead, and then we realized that the mistake that we had made, and then we immediately turned around. We were able to catch it. We got a very photogenic to do. So I was pleased, but I was not happy to hear that people have died.
Yeah, that wasn't good to hear at all. Quite a bit of destruction with those tornadoes. But yeah,
Sorry, chat. Still figuring out this new computer setup. Apparently, I have to keep the application open on my laptop to make it work. So
where Copic was.
I don't know, this service that I signed up for,
instead of a left.
I don't
thought it might
think,
be turning southeast. And I didn't want to get hung up in a mess.
is exactly what I want it to be.
Turns out they
So,
work out.
anyway, sorry about that. I gotta try to fix the radar too.
Not dealing with that. And then by the time I was able, the strategy would have worked, and it did. Except when I got back to it, it was very big and started to wrap up in rain, so I never was able to get like a really good look at it, you know, good view.
Precip's here though.
I got a good look of it, you know, when it first touched down, but
A lot
I was
heavier.
a little farther than I wanted to be, but I had to be, or felt like I had to be, because there was no, the road I turned on to go get a look at it had an opening, but there was no way to continue north and get back on it. So, and you know, just typical stuff. Just ends up happening.
Wow, okay. The conditions I was waiting for have apparently arrived.
I mean, it did do it, but it never condensed, you know, that one time. So, man, if it could have done that, where, you know, it had its little burn part, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, man, we were in perfect execution for that thing. If it was going to plant that cylinder there, we were in excellent position for that. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It got scary, and I mean, we were beat up. We were beat up right next to that thing for a while. We couldn't get a clear shot of it because it was so rain wrapped. But I was definitely sketched out.
I was a little sketched out with this one the whole time, honestly. And it's just one more reason I stayed a little bit farther south. You know, would make those little jogs south and stuff, and I just didn't want to get caught up in the mess, even though the hordes weren't what they were earlier in the day. It started to get worse and worse as more people were back, and I was like, you know, can't see this most of the time anyway, so I'm just not going to try to get up real close after it went rain wrapped. Most of the time I just stayed back a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of, we went south. I know that Freddie went, we were right next to each other. We basically called each other back east, but he went into Kankakee and then punched through the backside on the hail core, and we went south and caught back up to it in like St. Anne, I think it was the town name out there. But I was genuinely like concerned for him because he didn't know how big of hail there was in there, and I was like, they measured 6 inches. I don't know if it's been observed yet, confirmed, but there's like 6-inch stones in that RFD.
Yeah, I believe it was confirmed. Well, I think Matthew Kavuchi found one that was 6. I believe 6 inches. I think he's got that record stone or has.
All right.
From what I've heard. Now, there's been a lot of
We're put back together now. Sorry about that, guys.
An 8-inch stone. I'm hearing some people say that wasn't real, but there were some big stones.
Yeah, 8 inches would be if the 8-inch stones isn't confirmed, then that'd be very close to the world record, which would honestly be absurd for March. March gets giant hail, don't get me wrong, but 8-inch stones, and then you throw in the mix Illinois. I honestly was surprised to see that they didn't have when they went moderate, they did not go moderate for hail. Because those lapse rates, if a supercell got going, those lapse rates were Texas standard.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be some big hail probably if we got that mature supercell. I figured that was probably going to happen. In fact, it did. And in fact, we had big hail, but I wasn't expecting that destructive of hail. And Honestly, I'm kind of glad, especially since I just got this car and LCM like Corey did to his, and Topic and Adam going on the side window. I'm kind of glad I did take the route they did to get up there not too long after it had planted, because it was slinging some big stones. So.
I know. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I was telling my chat that if I had chased that storm, then I would have ended up on Dollar Car Rentals Do Not Rent list. That car would have been totaled, no doubt. I mean, Kopic sent me some photos of his car. Like the dents on that thing put some of the biggest dents I have on the 4Runner from the Morton tornado to shame. Like, huge, absolutely massive stones. I'm like, I don't understand how he didn't get side windows blown out. Or maybe he did. I don't know. I didn't think he did. I thought it was just the windshield and, like, severe body damage.
Yeah, no side windows or back window or anything gone. So, and none with Corey either. I really think, like Corey said yesterday, I think they are, pretty sure they are, but I think the windows on these are a little bit reinforced on these Interceptors. They're just a little bit stronger because they don't seem to break easily. Even the windshields seem to be stronger, but they do give way. But
Well, that's good. Nothing about the rental car I was in shouted strong. So I would have been really sketched out getting close to anything in that little car.
Yeah, the RFD was.
It was.
The RFD was so strong that it literally, like, I was trying to turn the roof camera, and it literally broke it.
Damn. Like the controller or the camera itself?
The camera itself. I mean, there was a point in time where I was sitting there and I'm like, Ben, do not drive into this at night. Do not. And if we would have went one road up, we would have been in the middle of that Wheatfield one.
yeah, that RFD, even the initial one that happened, when it first touched down, south side of Kankakee, when it got to the southeast part of town, and I zoomed north to get up closer to it, I passed Connor and everybody, and went up to where the road turned, and I could see that RFD coming around, and I got whacked by it, and it freaked me out a little bit. I thought some shit was going to come down on me. I was like, I'm getting out of here now.
Yeah, y'all gotta be careful, man. Messing with those nighttime, potentially rain wrap stuff. Like, that's... Yeah.
I was sending you some pictures. It really turned out. I'm glad that, that at least the first mezzo that was on the ground forever, that was one whole mezzo. And then it included Northwest, and then the new one that had been forming east for so long was out of the rain. And if we wanted to see an east tornado, it had to be from the east one, and it was extremely photogenic.
Yeah, that was the one that Ben posted on his Twitter, right? Thank you guys for 300 likes. Appreciate it.
I think so. I don't quite know. What do you post it exactly?
Woo! Winds are increasing.
Yeah, I wish I'd kept going on that. Well, I did, but never caught up the front end of that, or the front circulation. I did see the back one fully condensed at one point. Got out the camera and the light flashed bright enough finally, and by then it was still down, I believe, but wasn't fully condensated. So, I mean, at one point, that when y'all were talking about the east one being down, the west one was too.
total sense because there was still probably double stovepipes. This storm was not one to mess with. It was mean business.
Yes, it was. But, you know, and as aggravated as I was last night, I really did get annoyed last night, just like I felt like I did not perform well enough on a storm like that. And the more I look at it, you know, it was a big score. It was a good day. It was a good chase. It was early.
Joy, thank you for your super
March
chat
10th,
again. I
something
appreciate
like
the
that,
support. Thank you so much.
let alone in Illinois. It's a good day. And I didn't turn around. I didn't miss it. So, but, you know, for being there the whole time, I should have probably positioned a little bit better and got a little bit closer to it when it dropped. But there's always those moments that you can't take back. But.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's only March 10th, and we got tornadoes like we have. So it makes me almost wonder what peak season's going to hold for us.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, things could just kind of fall apart and not be that big of a year. But so far, it seems like it's going to be. It's already been pretty good. I think I've seen like 4 or 5 tornadoes this year, and I usually don't have that many by now. So.
The one thing that's unfortunately catches my eye is that we've already had I think the 10 or 11 fatalities. Woo. Just in the month of March alone, which is, I mean, it's 10, 11 too many, but it's just not. I've been thinking about that today. I'm just like, this is not good.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that. It seems like every severe setup ends up being a deadly one this year so far. It's just like I don't know. It's really unfortunate, but it's also weird. I feel like in years past it wasn't this bad.
Yeah, that's true. There seems to have been quite a few relatively significant tornadoes, especially for this time of year, and in a lot of locations that, you know.
Hey, what's up, Superwall?
Not nearly as common this time of year. It happens, but.
I guess you kind of assume this stuff would be going down in Dixie, but instead it's Oklahoma and Illinois.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Excuse me.
It's usually, mostly in Dixie. It happens in the Plains, happens in the Midwest early, but usually not to this degree. I mean, I don't think we've really had much of any deaths or anything in Dixie. Dixie's been pretty slow, and yet the Plains and Midwest are what's becoming active in March. So February and March, been chases out there. So, yeah, interesting.
Thank you. Sorry.
I was telling Ben yesterday. One of the more shocking things was that Oklahoma City supercell. That thing caught everyone off guard. That thing, if it had a little bit stronger of a low-level jet, I was watching some video from that thing. It was about ready to plant a hog, like southwest of Oklahoma City. And I know that there was another target in Texas, but if we didn't go to Illinois, that was my secondary target. Was Oklahoma. I had a weird feeling about that a couple of days ago. That something would happen. Just I don't know to what degree, but thankfully it did plant a tornado. It didn't fully condense, but if there was a secondary target for me on that day, I would have been in Oklahoma.
Yeah, when I popped on radar, I saw that for a second. I think that was before it went tornadic, but I was like, whoa. Like, Oklahoma did get a storm.
Yeah, that would have been a...
Winds are definitely increasing up here at Timberline Lodge,
on
folks.
days like that, especially big, widespread setups like that that reach basically from Mexico to Canada. When they reach down that way, you know, like when Oklahoma City's in the threat area, sometimes, even though it's not in the main area, that's the days that you're just like, I don't know, you know, because it just seems to happen. And not always, but you just know it's going to eventually. But no, anyways, yeah, that was pretty wild. The videos I saw of that, just the supercell structure, the whole structure itself. I saw somebody from like a high rise or in a hotel or something, like a couple hours ago when I was looking through Facebook. Yeah, like, man, that thing is, you know, from a distance it looks like a huge wedge, you know, to the uneducated. They would think that's what it is, but.
Any plows gone by yet?
It was a
No,
wild day indeed.
they haven't. Makes me wonder if we were even going to have a plow up here tonight. Or potentially not.
I knew it didn't plan anything big because I never really saw much of anything out of it. I heard it produced a tornado, but yeah, it must have been pretty uncondensed or something because I haven't really seen anything other than the whole structure.
I was watching the news, footage of that thing. I didn't see the structure, but that mesocyclone was like, if it had stronger low-level wind shear, it really would have went. I mean, your 0 to 3 kilometer shear was, I think, in the 150s, and your 0 to 1 was like 120 or was somewhere in that.
Hey, what's up, Darian?
But I mean, if you had like 20 knots stronger of a low-level jet, I would have, yeah, you're probably right. I don't think it would have been good. But yeah, that's the structure I was talking about. Really, it's just the meso itself. I didn't see the upper levels of it at all, but I saw that and I was like, my God, that is. You would think there was a big wedge under there. Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely thought so too. And then, then I was like looking at it after, and I was like, well, never mind. I had to turn you guys down when you were talking about the cars. What happened to the cars? Other than I saw Brandon's windshield on the passenger side, but
yeah, his windshield got pretty damaged. I never saw his car after that in person. I meant to link up with him at some point and at least get the radio, but I was so concentrated on the chase and everything, I never did even stop and talk to him or anything. I wanted to get the radio from him, handheld. But yeah, his some of his, his side panels, I guess, the body was like really dented in. Yeah,
Just doing another quick loop around, guys.
Pretty screwed. Corey's windshield was really screwed. He also destroyed his driver's side mirror. The passenger mirror has a crack in it. The spotlight was completely destroyed and flew off, or the lens flew off. He had a hole in his grill, like in, the plastic part over the grill is gone. A hole where like a stone went through it. The Starlink quit working. His mounts were falling off. He had glass in the dash. And his left headlight was also busted and doesn't work anymore.
grief.
clear down here. What the
I know all
hell?
that about Corey's because I saw that one, a few times. We slept it once last night and everything. Woke up and looked at it again, verified that his headlight and blinker and all that stuff in the front, so on the left side. But yeah, I did a number on both of them. So the Starlink looked fine, but it's not working anymore. So he's, as of this moment, going to have to get another Starlink.
Right up my tail, man. I'm like, I want to move out your way, but I don't have a way to pull off. Just like, we're already doing nearly 30 going down this hill. Just chill. You don't have to get where you're going that quick.
There's an unbelievable storm.
Also, where the hell is my turnout?
I'm glad though that
I must have passed it by accident.
I found out later that Connor had his Mima with him, and I'm glad that he didn't punch the hail because that would have been.
Did we just get hail? What the hell was that?
I don't know. That would have been a good decision.
This is pissing me off.
Yeah,
Where's our turnoff spot?
He was a little this. Circumstances of that made it kind of difficult to get up to, and then even if you did or could, seeing it was a problem not long after it was born. And then at night, when you guys were out there, at least you could get some decent visuals and the lightning on that eastern part, but
And now it's
overall,
raining down
it
here.
was
Interesting. Okay.
kind of a difficult chase, and it wouldn't have been bad if the terrain had stayed like it was, but once all the trees came into play, and then in a lot of the positions that the inflow coming in was so strong, there was no way you were going to get a drone up, unless you were behind that portion at least. The tri-drone doesn't like to go up at night anyway. It doesn't do the best, but yeah, just it wasn't really easy, but I started to get used to that. It seemed like most tornadoes like the plant at the I don't know. There's got to be a scientific, a study just on that. At some point.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I think there is something that links tornadoes and rivers. I really do.
Yeah, so Timberline Lodge is where we're going to sit and stay probably. Just enjoy the
Do you know if it was just tree debris or what? But
the
that
stronger
Indian Hills
conditions
had
up
so
there.
many power flashes. And it had that big debris ball coming into that fucking
Man, my
emergency.
allergies
I didn't see anything from
are so
that
aggravating right now. I can't even
I've
have
seen
my
all
air
the
on.
other, but not that one.
Just got to do windows down and need fresh air.
Have you seen any pictures of that?
I have not. I have not seen any.
They were like this my first night in Oklahoma too. I had a miserable night's sleep. I just felt
Which is
so
interesting. You mentioned that because there was quite the CC drop, like you guys said. I went over, switched over, and yeah, there was pretty good CC drop there. But I haven't seen
Whoa!
anything from there. And where there was
Lilo with the
a lot of
50
damage,
gifted memberships. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome to every single person who just got one of those. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your support, for gifting those memberships. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's hopefully the best. That's the best case scenario, and hopefully that stays. Yeah, it's like Jane had his drone up. And I saw he just posted a little bit ago. He had a full picture of it and full on. Like, it didn't look too far off from Spirit One. One thing Spirit One had was more. The LCLs were higher.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a pretty impressive
some W's in chat. Visibility a lot lower.
Depending on the orientation of it. I'd say most orientations, if it's basically going north-south, might favor it some, but then, if it's perfectly aligned, and I feel like it just funnels your info up there into it as it approaches, which would make sense as to why it would often start developing on the west side of the river as the info region crosses over that. But that's my theory.
Redman, the word you're looking for is orographical influence.
Yeah, orographic, yeah. Or, yeah, influence or lift. Yeah, exactly. There's a lower elevation. The thing is, too, I guess, I'm just picturing it in my mind, but, with that inflow coming up from the south like that, it is being lifted to the west of the
excuse me.
river, so.
Oh boy.
Hello, Scott. And yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
What's up, Scott?
Hey DL, hey Garrett, hey Redman, and anybody else. I didn't want to butt in. I was enjoying the conversation you guys are having, so keep going. You guys are very entertaining. I love it.
Why, thank you. Hello, Scott.
Whoa!
Yes, we are extremely entertaining.
Well, we gotta park by this snowdrift that's happening here. That's where our peak
You guys have some really good conversations, so I mean, it's thought-provoking. I don't know if you mentioned Rolling Fork, Fort Worth, Texas, or Mayfield, Apollonia, Arkansas yet, but those all formed in the river.
Here we go.
Delta, right next to the river as they crossed.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I can even think of quite a few others that have done it, even on smaller rivers. I know one was last year out in that I was on out in Colorado. I think near Sterling, somewhere. It wasn't in Sterling, but it was in that vicinity.
Hey, what's up, Garrett?
Exactly,
I mean, I'm talking to you on the radio too.
That would also form near a creek or river in an area where there's not that many of them. So, and I believe it was oriented north and south. So there's definitely something to it.
Come on.
I believe that too. Rolling Fork was a big one. And then just that area right there, just on the east side of the river, it seems like you get big tornadoes. Like Yazoo City, Rolling Fork, just around there, they seem to form. It's a hot spot.
Yeah, I did notice that. It did seem. It always seems like that they love those river
It's been
valleys. I just knew
increasing,
that had to do
Turbo.
with the rivers and
Rocking the car a decent bit.
obviously, like there's most river valleys have some, like we're talking about the orographical lift with like the terrain features. But then I also wondered if it had something to do with like the water and like condensation. And I wonder if that also maybe has a small part of it.
Yep, that's exactly. I believe that's a whole other element that could be just enough to, aid enough in tornado genesis. I mean, and, you could argue the theory that, well, why do they keep going? It occurs near the river. Why does it keep going? I think it's just a triggering process. Like
these are a Wi-Fi and cell signal based radio by Motorola.
It's just a matter of getting it started.
So it's basically a cell phone, but in radio form. I do have a GMRS radio. It just doesn't pick up signal up here.
Yeah, it's like some type of like, it's not a boundary, but it creates like a boundary because the cooling water creates a localized, almost like a river effect boundary. Kind of like a lake effect boundary, but on a smaller scale.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Especially this time of year, earlier in the season like this, the water temps are a lot colder.
Letting the smart people have conversations about the scientifics behind orographic influence when it comes to tornadoes.
Drive in Scott, where are you? Are you almost back home?
Yeah, I was gonna ask where you guys were. Funny enough, I just passed Ben, I think, on the highway. He's in a Honda, right?
Yeah, he did text me. I think he did text me a little bit ago. He said that he was really close to you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure which vehicle he was in, but I thought it was a Honda. I saw.
Yeah, Tim, that was
I was like,
I'm glad we were able to help, but that was honestly one of the sketchiest things and probably dumbest things that I've ever done. I definitely should have unhooked from them once we got past the summit. There was literally no reason for me to stay tethered to them beyond that point. That was just kind of, putting myself in a potentially bad spot. So
yeah, tell him I said hello. I'm sorry, I would have waved or something at him if I had seen him.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll let him know. You guys, I don't know, did you guys caravan it all the way down?
I left Kankakee with Jordan this morning, or this afternoon, and just caravan down. But we seem to caught up with Ben. I just happened to open up the Live 360, and I happened to see him because I stopped at the Love's gas station to gas up. And then I got back on the highway and opened up the app, and I was like, "Oh, Ben's right there."
Yep, that makes sense. I didn't drop him off in Peoria or in Bloomington until we didn't throw like 3:20.
Okay, right on. I didn't know you guys were chasing together on this event.
Yeah, so Ben is oh, I gotta go west. Ben is you will be with me on basically every most chases. It's just unless there's like bimodal and we choose different target. So, yeah, he'll be with me for basically he's basically one of my chase partners, or my new chase partners, more so.
He's my replacement.
Dio, he can't really be replaced, but I mean, we miss you. So.
Oh, I know. I appreciate it. I just like saying that to Garrett to give them a hard time. But I mean, like I said, I left voluntarily. I think that they've been getting a lot closer to tornadoes than I like to drive. So I think that they're doing a wonderful job.
He's just trying to rage bait me. I'm not gonna fall for it this time.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I miss my own partner, Colt Forney. Don't know if you remember him, but he got married, and Lauren didn't like how close I was getting Colt from the tornado, so she banned him from letting him chase with me, slowly but surely.
Yeah, I always remembered seeing him, not in person, but yeah, that name always rings a bell.
Is it Colt?
See you later, Pumpkin. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, Colt Forney. He was one of the base hunters. One of the three that I chased with.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense now. Yeah, we brought you up. We brought you guys up the other day, actually. And we had mentioned that you were one of the only people on Joplin.
Yeah, I to be honest, Scott, you were the only name I had ever associated with base hunters. I mean, I knew there were more. I knew it was more than just you, but you were the one person. At least, like when I grew up watching your guys' videos and stuff on YouTube, like you were the only name that I had like remembered. But yeah, that's cool. I guess I should have figured there was more than one of you.
Yeah, it means a lot. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's Colt Forney, Kevin Rolfs, Isaac Pato, and I. And obviously, Colt and I tended to want to get as close as we could. I know Isaac did too, and so did Kevin, but specifically Colt.
Yeah, so right now, we are pretty much completely out of
His
precip.
girlfriend Lauren, she slowly started tightening the noose around him, and
The noose.
she wanted to kiss him more often, but she doesn't like getting close, but she would force him to chase with her, and slowly but surely pull him away from me, only because she pitched a fit.
Yeah, so
The other two guys, like,
pretty much just
Kevin,
kind of a ground blizzard going on right now.
started dating someone, and Isaac moved to Portland, Oregon, and he got married and started his career in I think aviation, civilian aviation. So yeah, they just kind of slowly all kind of started our own thing, but they let me take over Base Hunters. I changed it over to Chaser Scott Peak and what it is today. So.
Dang, so is that just like a theme? Chasers moving to Portland, Oregon and getting into relationships?
I'm guessing so. He works for, he got a job up there, I think it was American Airlines or something. I can't remember. He does like flight meteorology stuff, like just like weather stuff for flights.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm over here laughing at that comment, Neil.
Yeah, I knew what he meant. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of surprised to hear that. I mean, I feel like you don't meet too many storm chasers out here, so to hear of somebody else who was sort of in a similar situation, it's like, huh, I guess I'm not the first.
No, you're not. But yeah, I miss my chase partners, especially Colts. We just love getting close. We love getting out early, watching the towers go up, and we just Colt and I are identical in our chasing style, and just we're identical. So, but when you lose someone like that, when they just go off and do their own thing, it just kind of sucks,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I mean, I can't completely stay away from it, though. I've already got 2 chase trips planned out for this season, so yeah, I'll be out at least a couple more times this year, and maybe out for a good hurricane or something if I can. Every now and then, especially being back out seeing everybody this last weekend in Oklahoma. I'm just like I miss our group too much. Not, aside from the tornadoes, I just miss seeing everybody. To where I can't like completely just stay away. Like I got to come back. Even if it's just a couple times a year.
Yeah, you can never really get rid of that squirrel chasing kind of like just influence or push. It just always sticks with you.
Well, I mean, some people actually, there's actually just not people who like the coming out a couple of times a year approach than the everyday approach, because you look at it with a different perspective, and you, not saying that us out there don't enjoy it whenever we see our stuff, but it's a different feeling. I don't know how else to explain it, but I've spoken to a couple people, and it just the way that they're explaining it was just different. A different feeling.
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, I sort of felt kind of a taste of that even being out on Friday. I mean, I didn't see anything aside from some heavy rain and some lightning, but I mean, that was probably the most excited I've been to chase in, a bit. I think just because, not getting to do it as often and treating it more like a vacation, like it kind of just, I guess for me at least, it was just like the less stress to kind of like get something, I guess get something specifically out of the day that's gonna like pay for my trip or whatever. If I don't look at it through that lens, then that kind of makes it a little bit better for me, I guess. So maybe that's the difference. I don't really know.
Oh yeah, it does. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the conversation. You guys are talking about tornadoes and rivers, and I was really enjoying what you guys were talking about. So.
Yeah, hijack. You're good. But yeah, no, that was worth I've always been kind of fascinated with that, honestly, that concept with the tornadoes and the rivers.
Adam, thank you so much for the super sticker.
The more it happens, the more fascinated I get with it. But yeah, we miss having you out here, Dio. But yeah, I also do kind of get coming out for
What the hell was that?
That's kind of how I started doing this. I think most everybody does start doing it that way, obviously. But yeah, it's hard to be not having to worry about making money, and I'm just now getting to that point where I'm trying to make most of my money actually chasing now in some way, shape, or form, and it's making it much more stressful. So, yeah, it's like, I don't know. You can be out here a lot, or pretty much all the time, and be stressed out a lot more and worried about making money, or you can be out here a little bit and let go of most or all of that stress. So, yeah, there's got to be some kind of middle ground, hopefully.
Yeah, I think there certainly is an achievable middle ground. I mean, I think, like, for me, like, I mean, here in just a few days, ideally a decent amount of my income will come from weather-related stuff again, and I'll just be focusing on, an area where not nobody, but, like, there isn't a whole lot of, coverage. Just because, it wouldn't make sense for any of you guys to kind of come over to this part of the U.S. because, the more violent stuff is obviously over where you're at. But as far as, like, going out east for me, like, I want to treat that more so as, like, a vacation type deal, where it's just kind of like an extra little treat that I get to do, once or twice a year. Like, the 2 trips that I have planned right now, one is to take my mom out and the other is to take my girlfriend out. So my main goal with that is just to show them, amazing storms that, they definitely will never get to see living in a place like Oregon. So
Yeah, that's a good outlook on your end of things, and kind of makes it you're going to be one of the only ones out there chasing anyway. Period. So, that kind of probably helps a little bit, just knowing that, you don't have to worry about the competition there either. So when something does come up, you should be kind of set there. So, and yeah, and then the rest of the chases out here are just probably that much more pleasurable overall. You don't have to stress about it all the time.
yeah, for sure. Are you, like, mainly focusing on the live streaming side now, Redman, or are you still focusing on photography too? Oh,
Been
big
trying to
ghost.
figure out how to do both. I'm generally not a good multitasker at all. And I feel like, I don't know, I've had a lot of people wonder, like, how, and I've never been able to answer it, but like how I'm able to, get a lot of really good photography, or get as good or better photography than about anyone out there, is what people are saying. And to me, it's not, ever been about that or anything. But, I just let people speak for themselves, and most people seem to feel that way. And I think, looking back on it, now that I'm trying to do more streaming, I think the reason I was able to do it to the extent that I was doing it is because that's all I was focused on. I had all of my focus on getting a photo, or as many photos as I could. And that's all I would focus on, getting the perfect composition with the storm, whatever, the best thing I could find, But as soon as I throw anything else into the mix, I either don't get any photos, or they're just shit photos, or just not nearly as many either sometimes. Probably just all of the above. So, I'm trying to do both, but I've been leaning towards the streaming part. And then I'm questioning if I really want to dive into it, because I've only been streaming for topic, and of course, weather-wise, I only get paid monthly for that. So, and it's only so much, not enough to cover hardly anything, honestly, when it comes to a lot of the expenses we deal with. So, and then when topic's out, though, a lot of times I'm not really able to stream much or really make anything, because when he's out, typically the show's on him, understandably. And so I'm just trying to figure things out and figure out if I want to start moving things over to, like, my channel at least some of the time. I've got to talk to topic about all this, because I think I'm going to have to. just to be more independent with it and start to bring in more money, like whenever I would be able to or want to, have control over it, even though I know that's just going to be that much more stress and that much more work on my end. If something goes down or anything like that, he's been fixing it. So whether it be audio or camera problems or anything else, modems, whatever, he was able to troubleshoot it or fix it.
Hey Garrett, real quick, can you text Ben and let him know there's a cop sitting in the center median?
Yeah.
Woo!
Copy that. It's right after that Love's exit. He's sitting in the center median waiting for someone.
Yeah, I do want to get into it more, but anyways, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, it does get to be a lot. I mean, even just on the streaming side, trying to make sure everything's working all the time. I mean, especially if you're not really familiar with it. I honestly think it's more difficult to try to do that, like if a lot of it's like already been set up for you. Like, I think at least the advantage that I had was, every addition that we made to the stream, I was pretty much the one who was installing that or setting that up or wiring that camera up or whatever. So it's like if something went wrong, I could trace back my own steps. But then working with a setup that somebody else set up, it's like, okay, how do I fix this,
Yeah, exactly. I'd at least need some more insight into how to fix
So
these things,
localized up there. It's so weird.
Yeah, there's a part of me that doesn't even want to deal with that, So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just trying to figure it out and write it out until I figure it out. Try to actually figure it all out.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get there. Sorry guys, I'm primarily just chatting with the others. We're just kind of up here enjoying the views and stuff. I mean, nothing as crazy as I was expecting has been happening so far.
Figure out what works for me, what the people like, and just be able to take it from there. Because I am also a loner as well, and I like my alone time and quiet time. Sometimes I don't speak much on the radio. Sometimes I just listen to it all day. I stay away from everybody, even you guys sometimes, just to try to stay on the right, frame of mind, like I did yesterday. Yesterday, I didn't hang out with anyone. It wasn't in me to do it. Some days when I'm out there, I really just need to concentrate and think about the chase and bring back some of those memories when I started chasing and didn't really have anyone to hang out with. Because in some ways, that's when you really connect with the storm and really enjoy it. So.
No, I get that, and I mean, that's sort of the approach that I want to take to like going back out, when I do, this year and years beyond. Like, I definitely still want to like hang out with the group, but I also want to be a little bit more independent when it comes to like, choosing a target area and stuff like that. Because I mean, I'll admit, like, Garrett was so good at his job that I kind of just relied on him, and so like my forecasting skills are really quite poor because that was never really my focus. So I feel like if I were to go back out now, like, I really have to teach myself, what is the basics to, probably pretty much everybody else in our group. But just because I got, so used to the position that I was in, where the work between us seemed like it was largely divvy of us. So, it's something that I want to get better at, but I really just need to sit down and like teach myself how to really. I've never been very good at like sitting down and like looking at, being very detail oriented when it comes to like forecasting and being super independent when it comes to chasing in that aspect. All right, guys, yeah, I'm gonna head back up because pretty much seems like that's our only real option here. I'm gonna step out for a quick 10-100 though.
Yep, you were not wrong about that. Oh, I am just about to pull into my driveway, so I hope everyone had a good night, and I will stay safe out there. I will catch you all soon. I'm sure.
All right, see you later. Good job again out there.
Yes. Great work, guys. And this season, I am an hour and 43 minutes from home. I don't think I'm going to go all the way home, but I think I'm just going to stay in the car tonight. Get there in the morning. Take it from there, but we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out and stream the snow probably for another hour and then head home.
We're streaming some stuff now.
What do you say?
Yeah. It's supposed to snow. I can believe probably, but just the fact that we're getting some of that, we're just like, it's not unusual, but it hurts when it's been so long.
I think that was just my radio, but you came through at like 1,000 miles an hour, so do you mind repeating what you just said?
Got a little social media Tuesday, probably. Not unusual for this time of year, but still not looking forward to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I wish I had time to go up to Washington. There's blizzard warnings like all up and down the mountain range in there, and I'm like, damn, like I want to go up there, but I literally have 2 more days of work. I'm like, you couldn't have waited like 4 more days for like a weekend, but you know, it's whatever.
Hardly ever is convenient.
I'm sure this won't be your last bit of snow.
It won't, but I feel like honestly at some point I'm probably gonna like opt to not go out, especially if it's further away, because I know the algorithm for snow is pretty much gone, especially after these tornado days. I mean, I can even tell now that there's just, you know, the YouTube algorithm is just not gonna push the snow content this late in the year. Not complaining, I'm just calling it how it is. I mean, after doing this for several years, I know how it works.
Yeah, I can see that being a real problem now.
Hey, Garrett, tell Ben I said hello. He ended we're stopping in Joplin, actually. I'd like to meet Ben. I don't think I've met Ben yet.
Trying to get him to call me, and he's not answering my phone calls. So, wonder.
lone driver.
He's probably on the phone with his girlfriend or fiance.
And now that we're back to the top, the snow just gets heavier. Once again, we are finding that this is the place to be up here.
Sorry, Redman.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm just going to go in here and use the restroom and come back and go around the road a little ways. Find a nice flat spot to sleep for tonight.
Copy that. I know you're a struggling artist like me, Redman, but if you ever want to share a hotel, you're more than welcome. I've got some points that I've wrapped up, so and they're free, so you're always welcome.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
You know what I low-key miss, Redman, is like that, not miss, but I just like, it's kind of nostalgic, I guess. There was like that 4-day stretch. I think it was just you and me down in Texas, and we were getting hotels down there because I either had like a bunch of points or I just had a bunch of like discount rates. And then there was like that one day where like the 4Runner was just dead and you were following me around town, like giving me a jump start every 2 minutes.
That was great memories. Oh yeah, I remember that. It was all around San Angelo too.
Yeah, that's right, San Angelo. Yeah, I can't remember why I was solo. Well, I know that time I was solo because Garrett hopped in with Connor because I didn't want to drive all the way up to wherever they were going. And then there was another time though. I think maybe I was sick, and so like Garrett like was just riding with somebody else because he didn't want to get sick or something like that. But then I ended up. I don't know. I remember you were the only other one down there, so. Oh, it's all right, Thomas.
Yeah, no, I am kind of bad to get that way to where I don't want to drive a long way for another day. I used to not really be that way the first couple of years, but it was already starting to drain me a little bit. And, I mean, if it's good enough, big enough, and I do have the money, then I'll do it. But yeah, there's times I don't. So that's why the main reason I was down there too. I was like, you know what, I'm just hanging out here. I believe there were some chases looking to come up down there, if I remember right. And so we were both just like, yeah, we're gonna hold off.
Yeah, see that's the kind of stuff I miss about chasing. Just like picking a town in the middle of nowhere in Southwest Texas and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna live here for the next 4 days and wait for severe weather to maybe happen.
Exactly. I love that part of it. I do too. I really do. Especially in like real nice scenic areas. For me anyway, I just love being sometimes in the middle of nowhere, hiking, do some fishing. Now that I'm back into fishing, and we're just sitting around doing nothing. You know, we're edit photos.
Yeah, Michelle, they definitely
Just,
did. Them, Brandon, Freddie, all of them.
Go hiking with.
You know, I almost
Maybe
stayed out there
driving
for
to
that
town,
event,
near town,
but
so
you know,
get some Subway or something.
maybe there's a reason why I shouldn't have been there. Maybe I would have got myself in a
And
bad
it's
position.
nice when you're able to do that, just kind of relax in between chases. So a lot of people get aggravated when there's no chasing to do for a little bit, but I kind of enjoy it. Like, if it wasn't for those times, I would probably go crazy. So.
Yeah, I get that. Getting close to 500 likes. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. There's a lot more content to come, I promise.
I'll be back. May not talk too much, I don't know, but if I hear y'all on the radio, I'll jump in.
Oh, it's all right. I've enjoyed having somebody to talk to up here. This chase tonight has been a bit underwhelming, so.
Well, hopefully it's at least been kind of enjoyable.
Yep, everything does happen for a reason. I am safe, and that is good. You are correct. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the view out here. Yeah, I think we can. I think we can get us to 500 likes. New here. Well, thank you for tuning in. For anybody that's new here tonight, my name is DL Scales. I am a degreed meteorologist, former full-time storm chaser, and soon to be part-time storm chaser once again. This time focusing on sort of my home turf. We're going to be focusing on covering weather events west of the Rockies. So talking northern Washington down to SoCal, all the way to the point where the Rockies are. Because pretty much every chaser out there is going to stay east of the Rockies because that's primarily where tornadoes happen. But I say there is more to be covered that often goes uncovered. So we're kind of going to be building this operation up from the ground up once again. I've already done it once, so that kind of gives me, you know, a leg up hopefully in terms of, you know, hoping to get stuff set up relatively quickly and, you know, hopefully grow our operation to what I once was operating at, but we are kind of starting anew. That being said, you know, I want to dive into this. You know, I want to do it correctly, but, you know, I want to go out there. I want to start covering stuff, you know, not just up here at Mount Hood, but, you know, all around Oregon, Washington, California. You know, it'd be cool to get down into Utah, Nevada, maybe, Arizona even. We could go back to our real old stomping grounds, back down to Arizona, where I first learned how, just the very, very basics of storm chasing down there. So, you know, lots to figure out, you know, lots to, you know, go on in the future. For now, we're going to be using my old chase vehicle, you know, long term, going to be in something else just out of necessity. I mean, this thing has 283,000 miles on it. It's a 4Runner, so it's probably got a good another 100, 110 in it. But, you know, beyond that, we will have to find ourselves into something else, and, you know, we'll have to figure out what that's going to be. So, but that's kind of my plan. I've been working as a service advisor for the last 7 months, just kind of while I figured out what I wanted to do with my life next. But I have found that it is not that. I definitely want to, you know, put my degree to some use and get back to my true interests. So I am going to be back doing this every now and then. You can expect a stream out east, you know, probably just a couple times a year, where we'll be out, you know, chasing tornadoes, or, you know, potentially out for a hurricane, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But either way, that's what you can expect from me. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. And I just dropped the cap to my gallon water, so that's not good. I apologize that I sound so congested. I'm pretty sure I just have allergies. I might be sick. Hopefully it's the first option, though, because I have 2 more days at my current job before I'm done there, and I'd really not... I wouldn't like to have to call in sick for those last 2 days. That'd be really embarrassing. So... Christy, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Is this in government camp? This is at Timberline, so not really. Close, but not quite. Whoa. Your 4Runner has 289. What year, Travis? Ben jinxed me? Yeah, probably. It's annoying. It's very annoying. Sounds good, Beverly. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been great having you here with us. And there goes the radio. 2004, yeah. See, mine's a 2021 and it has 283 on it, so. Could have been that my radio was dead, but I did not get whatever that last transmission was. Glad you enjoyed it, Beverly.
I accidentally hit the button twice when I was charging it, putting in the charger.
Okay, copy that. Well, it was good catching up with you. Hopefully I'll see you in May or June.
Heck yeah, DL, right next to a wedge. Or a nice, tall stovepipe.
Yeah, I'm sure my mom is gonna love that.
We won't tell her.
Some viewers were talking about how G-Man and Ben arguing sometimes, but you two used to have many times when you disagreed on something. Yeah, we definitely did. I think that there's always going to be disagreements on stuff. I guess my take is that, like, I think Garrett and I's biggest disagreement was on... It was never really on what storms to chase. I mean, I definitely had my times where I had my opinions, but I didn't really have much to back them up, so I kind of would eventually just kind of, you know, just go with, you know, what he wanted to do, because I knew he was the one doing a lot more of the research. But it was just in how to chase it. Like, I typically wanted to be less aggressive. I wanted to take a road that took us, you know, completely out of the precip, especially if we were dealing with any sort of rain wrapped tornado. I didn't want to go into the bear's cage to see it. I just wanted to wait until the thing, you know, potentially occluded out of the rain, or just I would kind of just accept that, you know, we're not going to see this tornado because I think it's too dangerous to go in there to try to find it. I think that now the dynamic is, because before, and I don't mean to say this to, like, you know, sound pitiful or whatever, I think that the dynamic before was that you had one person who was really good at forecasting and one person who definitely was not very good at forecasting. I think we all know who is who in that scenario. Sorry. Now, with those two, I think there's not going to be disagreement, but I think there's going to be a lot more discussion on, you know, which storm to go after, and really the forecasting side, because now you have two people who are, in my opinion, very good at forecasting. Like, I think Ben could out forecast me 10-1, and it's just, I'm the one with the degree, and he could still dog walk me any day. Or, you know, whatever the saying is. But I think the reason for that is because I never really tried, because I was focusing on other things, because I knew I could. I was working with somebody who was, in my opinion, so good at what they did that I didn't really even have to worry about having my own forecast in place, just in case, you know, my chase partner picked the wrong target or something. I mean, you guys saw clearly Garrett knows how to pick target areas, you know, especially with the finale that I had. Like, that was mainly his doing. So, I mean, I shared my opinions, of course, but that was mainly his doing. So, I think that I think that in that case, you know, some discourse is good, because you have two, you know, people who are good at what they do, and so there may be a difference in opinion, but I think they're both, you know, well-educated opinions. So I think it's going to lead to a lot more of good content coming out from the channel, you know, regardless of what option gets chosen, I guess is my point. So I think that their disagreements are going to be more beneficial for the channel than Garrett and I's disagreements were. I think sometimes I may have held back the content a little bit, because I just was more concerned with safety than I was with the content at the end of the day. Or just maintenance then. Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I definitely am a traveling man. We did full-time storm chasing in this thing for 1.5 years, and then, you know, 2 more years of part-time chasing behind that. So No, not much. We're just talking about the differences in the dynamic on the SRM streams. Nothing bad. I was actually trying to say that I think it's been a. I think your guys' dynamic and what you guys are doing is good. I think you guys are doing a good job. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Hey, what's up, engineer? I'm doing all right. I'm not feeling too great right now. I'm pretty congested. I'm thinking it's probably just allergies, but I'm kind of concerned I may be coming down with a cold. But happy to be up here, happy to be streaming. Yeah, it kind of feels like just allergies. But it's just weird how persistent they're being. We've gotten 50 new subscribers tonight. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome in, and I'm excited to bring you more content here in the future. I was on an airplane twice in 1 week. That is true. That's why I don't like flying. If I can drive somewhere, I will drive somewhere. If I could have driven to Oklahoma, I would have. Absolutely. I just couldn't because of work. But the new guy starts next Monday, which means I'm only needed up until Friday. 19 more hours. And I'm out. It really hasn't been bad. I mean, I've learned a lot about the auto industry. I've learned a lot about cars. Not so much in terms of like how to physically fix them, but I understand about a lot more about how things work. I've learned how to diagnose things a little bit better. So it's something that I definitely am taking a lot of positive experience away from. And you know, the people that I've worked with have been great. You know, my manager, he's super chill. You know, the technicians that I've worked with, they've all been great. They've taken the time to teach me a lot too, which I've been really thankful for. I mean, they've got plenty to worry about with their jobs too, but you know, I'm very thankful for, you know, the experience that I had, you know, doing this job. I don't think it's where I'm meant to be long term. So next week in Southern Oregon going to be 80 degrees. Yeah. Yes, Jim, that is true. I have. I most certainly have. Hey, what's up, Joe Daisy? Yep, it is snowing pretty decently. Definitely looks like we've got more precip coming in behind us now, so I think those heavier accumulation rates are gonna kind of begin and continue. Yep, definitely looks like that area of precip is expanding further south. So I think the especially the heavier accumulation is gonna kind of really ramp up probably around like 10:30 or 11 o'clock. We will be gone at that point. I'm gonna take off here in about 20 minutes, I think. $89 degrees in SoCal tomorrow. Jeez. Yeah, it's funny, the winter weather radar is just showing like basically nothing happening in terms of winter weather. What's wrong with my radar here? I'm trying to see what's going on up in Washington. I mean, they're definitely getting slammed as well. I was seeing some videos of Snoqualmie Pass like earlier. Just ain't gonna load, is it? Yeah, it feels like there's been a lot of extremes this year so far. Oh, my fault. Didn't mean to just blind them. Oh, you were out chasing a thunderstorm last night. Alright guys, sorry about that. So, I think I figured out how this computer needs to work. So it's a separate computer that I'm streaming from, but I have to maintain a connection to it the entire time, which means that I need to still do it off of my home computer and then remote into my home computer, and then while I'm remoting into my home computer, like controlling it remotely, I need to remote into my virtual computer that I stream off of. So, okay, all right. That is going to be insanely complicated. Not looking forward to that. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Michelle, thank you for tuning in. Glad you're enjoying. Thank you guys for over 500 likes, by the way. That's awesome. We got 520 likes. Thank you so much for your support tonight. I appreciate it. We'll stay up here and enjoy this view for about 15 more minutes, and then I've got to head home for bed, chat. Because I've got work at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Well, thank you for tuning in, Karen, as always. Appreciate you being here. We'll see you next time. I work for y'all. I will soon, very soon. You guys will be my main source of income again. It's a lot of trust I'm putting in you folks. Well, thank you, T-Heart. Weird. It wanted me to like sign into my Microsoft account. I'm like, no, you don't need that info. Yeah, Lurker, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be just fine. Excuse me. Assuming I survive this allergy attack that's plaguing me tonight, all will be fine. Damn, my phone just fell all the way down. What the hell? Thank you, Jim. C6 Corvette giveaway. Might have to enter for that one, chat. You to infinity and beyond. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, thank you guys for coming up here and hanging out with me. I know I keep saying this will be the last stream of the winter, and you know, it very well may be, it very well may not be. I have no idea. You know, we'll have to see. I will try to make it so that the next time we do one of these streams, unless I go out tomorrow or Friday night, which I guess is technically a possibility because it's supposed to snow probably a foot each night. One, I'll only come up here if the snow level is low enough to where we can move around and not just be stuck up here. Second, I'm gonna try to make it probably, again, if I chase within the next 2 days, it'll be up here again because I don't have time to go anywhere else. But if it's beyond that, I'm going to try and wait till we can at least maybe go somewhere else in Oregon, go up to Washington, make our way down into Cali, because like I said, after Friday, I am back in the boat of providing for myself again. however I choose to do that. So, you know, it'll be time to lock in for sure. So you might see 1 or 2 more streams like up in this same region again. I know it's kind of getting old. It's all I've done so far because it's all I've had time for, but I'd like to do more. I will do more, and I just hope that you guys will, you know, stick around for that. So I do want to see, is he still going? No, he's not. I wanted to raid Eli, but he's not live anymore, so. What the hell? YouTube is like doing new stuff with their ads. Yeah, so Jim, I very well may decide to come back up here. You know, tomorrow and or Friday. I mean, if I decide I want to just kind of hit the ground running, try to build up some YouTube momentum, you know, if you guys, I don't know, would you guys be interested in snow streams tomorrow night and or Friday night? I guess let me know. Night, Thomas. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll look into and see if our snow levels should be lower. I think that they will be. And if I confirm that they'll be a decent amount lower, then, you know, I'll consider coming back up here. Maybe I'll give myself a break tomorrow, but maybe we'll come back up Friday night. You know, we'll see. Yeah, I guess I just assumed everyone would be tired of the snow streams by then, but, you know, maybe there is an audience here that still enjoys them. So, or not still enjoys them, still wants to see them, you know, in this stretch of time. So, anyway, I am gonna plug in. Let's see where my house is from here. Hour 28 minutes away. Hour 29. And I think with having to go slower, that'll put me home right around 11 o'clock. So I think once it, oh, I'm sorry. I think once those two cars get a little bit further ahead of us, I'm going to start meandering my way down the mountain a little bit. If our snow levels were lower, we'd have, you know, plenty of snow to drive in kind of all the way down. Snow level's pretty high though, so. Anyway, thanks for sitting in the snow with me, guys. Again, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to leave a like on this stream. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, you know, storm coverage in, not just the Pacific Northwest, but all along the West Coast. If that interests you, let me know and we'll make it happen. Looks like our snow level might be dropping ever so slightly. It's possible. What time is it here? It is 9:29. We are on West Coast time. And I am heading back down the mountain toward government camp, and I'm gonna start making my way home here. Like about half the time when I head home from these, I end up having to stop and nap about halfway home. There's a Safeway that I have parked at a couple times. I tend to kind of switch it up though. I'll just pull in and sleep for, I don't know, good 45 minutes, maybe an hour or so. And now we're back down to rain. Yep, snow levels are still quite high, so I probably spoke too soon. I guess it's sort of a rain snow mix, but still. But still. Yep, so overall, conditions up here are a lot better than I was expecting, but, you know, I guess that's a good thing, because, I mean, there are... Whoa! Jeez. Freaking bumps on the road trying to send me sideways, man. That's good, because, you know, there are a few travelers out here. So, I'd rather the conditions be, you know, better than not, obviously. So, but anyway, like I said, be sure to subscribe with those notifications on for all future streams. If you know, weather coverage along the West Coast is something that interests you, I'd love to have you here. Join us, part of our community here. Assuming I don't slide off the freaking road. What the hell is happening? I think I'm like catching like the slush, and it's like pulling me in whichever direction it wants to. But probably going to go ahead and wrap it up there. So, like I said, thank you again for all the support. Thank you for becoming a member. If you became a member, we got a bunch of gifted memberships tonight too. So if you gifted memberships, thank you for those. If you gave super chats, thank you. Super stickers, those are super appreciated. I didn't see any direct donations. If I somehow missed one, I apologize. But I don't believe that I missed any. So, or if you even just hit the like button or hit that subscribe button, you know, the free ways to support us or support me are, you know, very helpful, very appreciated as well. You know, they do more than you realize. So just appreciate you guys coming out here, hanging out with me. Might be live within the next couple days. This area is expecting more snow, potentially lower snow levels too. I think this is pretty much the highest the snow levels are going to get was tonight. So I'll double check on that though. Any event that gets scheduled, it's going to be scheduled same day, probably about 6 hours before we go live, give or take. So that's why it's important to have those notifications on if you don't want to miss. But anyways, y'all are legendary. Appreciate every single one of you. I will see you soon, potentially as soon as tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. We're actually still, we might still be live actually. Hold on. Gosh dang it. I actually can't tell. Hold on. Because it might just be like buffering now. Yeah, it's just, or is it still going? I don't know. Someone let me know in chat. Is it still going? Because my laptop literally just died as I was trying to end the stream. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I guess I already did my outro, so in about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, the stream will actually be ending for real. But you guys are just going to continue to hang out with me because I need to plug in my laptop in order to be able to end this stream, apparently. So, you ain't going to get rid of me that fast. Apparently. nothing on the road. Do our little rest stop over here, and then we'll wrap it up. For real. Dude, it didn't even give me like a battery very low warning or anything. Just shut it off. That is weird. Okay, never mind. It just neglected to give me the warning then, because now it's saying battery critically low. So dramatic. Luckily, I at least have the ability to charge the thing. Just gotta fish my laptop charger out of here and find a way to plug it in. Well, not find a way, it's pretty easy actually. You know what I'm saying. Feel free to leave, guys. The stream's pretty much over. I just can't end it yet because I'm waiting for my laptop to boot up. And now I think it's doing an update, which is even better. Jeez. What do you mean I'm offline? I know that Starlink is working. Shit, I was ready. Cool. All right. Now I'll see you guys later. Good night, everybody.